coming at you with the only Irish peated whiskey.
Are we sure about that?
Connemara.
Yeah? We're sure about that. You heard it here first.
Welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I'm Metahuman Dave.
And I'm thankful for some peated whiskey finally.
He's living the American dream.
The American dream by drinking Irish peated whiskey. Let's do this.
So we like to review our whiskeys 3 separate ways. Always neat, then with a little water, and then over ice. If that is something that interests you, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell icon to get notified of new videos because we upload each and every week. Most of the time, multiple videos every week. Mike went out and bought this whiskey because he said he likes it. I've never had this one before, but he says it's going to come down on me like the bionic elbow. So, here we go.
Smell what the rock is cooking. It smells great.
It's a very light peat. Very, very light peat.
Oh, it smells great.
One thing I did see on this that has me intrigued is that it's a double distilled Irish whiskey. And all of the Irish whiskeys that I have thoroughly enjoyed were only double distilled, most of them coming from the Cooley distillery. Majority of Irish whiskey is triple distilled.
This is excellent. It's a sweet smoke, almost like a barbecue smoke. And you get a little bit of that briny smell into it. It's great. It's great. It's like an excellent barbecue on a summer afternoon. Oh God, that's so
It is 40%, so it is that very low ABV. Okay. Now I understand where the rumors come from. Unsubstantiated rumors, but
What are these rumors? What the haters say?
see here, this is a peated single malt Irish whiskey, distilled, matured, and bottled in Ireland, blah 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 blah. It doesn't say, and you would think that they would be proudly displaying it if they're the only Irish whiskey that uses peat. You would think that they would say using Irish peat.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Rumors are they actually import their peat. So Scotland, most likely, possibly Wales.
Okay.
And from what I've read, Irish peat has a totally different taste and smell from Scottish peat because they have different type of flowers.
Okay.
Mostly heather comes from Ireland. And I would say this reminds me a little bit of a Scottish peated whiskey.
Yeah.
Just very, very light.
It is light. It doesn't have the same duration of finish. It tends to dissipate quicker. But while it's there, I enjoy the hell out of it. Not that big kick in the face. It isn't. Maybe a poke in the eye.
Well, he's using those wrestling terminology with it because Dusty Rhodes over here says that he really, really likes this whiskey.
Really? Serious? This is Dusty Rhodes?
Well, you got polka dots on your shirt. So.
Gotcha. All right, now. All right, you had
The bionic elbow.
You had to pave that road for me. All right.
So, Mike, since you told me so much about this that you really, really like it,
I enjoy the hell out of it.
what is your score? I'm
Well,
curious.
there are some downfalls to it. Again, duration's not as long. Doesn't have the big peaty taste to it. Doesn't have the big peaty smell to it. But it's still lovely, and I enjoy the hell out of it. I am gonna drop it at let's call it about an 8. Now, I will say this though. I think it's a little expensive for the quality.
This is about $40, isn't it?
I think it's a little more than that. I think
Well, this is not the aged version.
yeah, but I still think I paid about 50. I think it was about.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'd have to check.
Because from what I was seeing on other websites, before doing a little bit of research that I could on short notice, It looked like most places were selling it for that 40-ish range, like 40, 45
Well,
the most.
I might have gotten duped just because I got excited when I saw it.
But it was Total Wine. Total Wine usually sells things pretty cheap. We can always hit up the website, but
Alright.
I mean, it is what it is. They do make a 12-year-old aged statement version of this. This is the NAS. And I heard that there's also a cash strength somewhere out there. And that I would be interested in.
I gotta find that one.
This is one of those very rare occasions where the roles are reversed. Usually when I'm super excited about a whiskey, he's over there like, you know, it's alright. I think you're blowing it out of proportions. And I'm Mike today because I don't see the big appeal.
Really?
I still think it's a boring Irish whiskey. Doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. And unfortunately that peat's not enough to give it flavor. It's so slow in that low in that ppm that I don't think it does enough to offset the fact that it's still just a 40% Irish whiskey that doesn't have a whole lot of age to it.
Okay.
I won't say it's horrible, but I'm saying I'm not impressed enough to say it's a meh, which meh for me is 5.
Okay. It's light.
It is very light.
It's light.
Now, Mike, why don't you hit us up with the drops of water if you need to add a little. The other thing I did want to say about this whiskey is while this is the only peated Irish whiskey out there as of right now, it's not the only Irish whiskey that uses some kind of peat. There's a company, West Cork, they have the Glencairn. The difference being they don't use a peated malt. What they do is a peat charred cask finish. So the cask itself is charred using peat as the fuel source. Not the same as a peated whiskey, so this still has the distinction of being the only peated whiskey, but that other one, West Cork, will give you a little bit of the hint of peated smoke.
So it's an indirect infusion of peat.
Kind of.
Okay. Alright.
Brought out a little of the peat smoke, so hopefully it brings out the peat flavor. Because it definitely has a little more peaty noteness on the nose.
You know, I've never tried it like this, I'll be honest with you. Because when I have these, I avoid putting water in ice because I never have success.
Yeah.
So this is actually new to me. And I don't know if you get it. I'm going to throw out another weird one. I get a little bit of butterscotch when I smell it. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit under there.
I wish I was getting that because I'm not. It's of course still very, very light, being at 40%, and then now we're hitting a little water to.
It's lighter.
I do get a little bit more of the floral notes out of it though, by having the water. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know yet, but at least it's something different that I wasn't getting from the neat. And please keep in mind with almost all the videos that you see us do, we are cracking the bottle open in front of you. So you are seeing an uncorking. This might open up lovely in about a week or so. I've seen that happen with a lot of the whiskeys where we review it for you guys fresh, and then I go back to it weeks later and all of a sudden I totally love a whiskey. Case in point is the Mortlock Rare Old. Neither one of us were a fan of it when we recorded it. But now, after weeks or months of being open, it's actually up there as a delicious whiskey that I really, really enjoy. So just keep that in mind when a lot of times you guys might be tasting a bottle that's already been opened and you're like, hey, you guys aren't picking up these notes? Well, sometimes it's the air that changes things up. So we'll see. We're reviewing them fresh for you. And as of right now, it is still too light for me. I'm really not digging on it.
It lightened up more. I'd definitely drop it down to like a 6. A little bit underwhelming. A little more of the alcohol flavor, which is kind of depressing. Yeah, that's an easy 6.
Well, you know, I'm going to keep it pretty close to my first score. They taste different. Not that one's better than the other, so I'll stay with my 5. I'm still a 5 for both.
All right.
We're gonna go on ice, so that means editing break.
Editing break. And continuity check.
All right, we are back for the final way. We are going to pour this over ice. What do you think, Mike? I mean, most of the time with Scottish whiskey that's peated, we haven't liked it.
Nope.
But this is one of your favorite whiskeys. So, what do you think? Think it's going to be good? That's almost like a tutti frutti gum.
I'm not liking that. Yeah. It has a real...
That's weird.
That weird chemical gum. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. This is, yeah.
That's a strange one. Will it taste like tutti frutti gum?
Yes, Dave. It will. What the hell happened to this?
I'm assuming you're not digging it, Mike.
No. Not at all. What happened to this?
It's weird how ice can affect the whiskey so much, yet so many people go to ice as their go-to first way of drinking it because they think that it's going to make the whiskey more mellow.
So,
but it really doesn't most of the time.
this is that dirty black pepper. Like the bad black pepper. Not the black pepper that accentuates flavors. This is just a bleh. I don't like this at all.
You know, it's weird, but I don't hate it.
Okay.
I do get some fruitiness out of it. I'm not getting black pepper, but there is some type of spicy note that I am getting on it, but it's fruity, which is good, I guess.
Yeah, it's not sweet to me at all. I'm getting everything bad. On the back end, you get some smoke. If you give it a second. On the back end, you get some smoke. More alcohol notes for me. I mean, that got accentuated. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not undrinkable.
I definitely won't say I'm not. I am a fan of it, but it's not as bad as some of the peated Irish whiskeys. I mean, Scottish whiskeys that we've had.
I don't know. I'm throwing a 2.5 out there.
Okay, so I'm actually going a little higher than you on this particular score because I don't think it's really bad. I'll still throw it in that 4.
Really?
Like,
I still think that's high.
yeah, I mean, it's not bad to me.
Fan scorned. I think I just a little bit too hard on it.
Mike loves it neat, though. He gave it a solid 8, which is a rare score from Mike.
I enjoyed it, but I mean, yeah, the Port Charlotte I enjoyed more.
Oh, yeah, that's also a way different price range as well.
This is true. This is true. I like it. It's not that super heavy. It's a nice light one that you can enjoy. I enjoy it. I really do.
I am interested to see what happens in the coming weeks to see if this opens up a little bit. So I'll be coming over in a couple weeks to try it again.
I'll save you some. I promise.
I guess Dusty Rhodes doesn't have anything else to say. So
I'll do it.
chopsticks.